I'm Mason Mount. You're listening to the London is Blue podcast.
So Miller on back here. As a fellow member of the goalkeeper union, Dan, never mind. Brandon, who do you hope we sign to replace Kepa? Wow. Just not
in
even
your face.
Just anti-Kepa. And Dan also saying, not sure if this yada yada, but it'd be great to hear your thoughts on the keeper situation.
Brandon, you have to answer.
Do you guys want to take a stab at this? Or
No. This is all your wheelhouse.
What do you want to hear? I mean, neither one's good enough. Like Jamie Cumming. So, all right, I got you. Number 3 goalkeeper on the roster has to be a young English Academy graduate for homegrown player rules. It makes sense. Jamie Cumming's there. I've talked with Cal and I've talked with Miles and Gabriel about this while playing countless hours of Warzone. You can potentially send Jamie on loan, and maybe you bring in Nathan Baxter, who's been on loan, to fill that third. I don't know if he's ready for that, if he wants to stop playing, essentially, because it could halt his development. But right now it's Jamie Cumming. Fine. Check the box. Whoever you need it to be, done. The number 2 goalkeeper, Willy's got an extension. I think he's going to be here, right?
Yep.
Is he good enough? No. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, as a number 2, he is good enough. Is he going to play in the FA Cup final? Probably. Is that the right call? Probably, which brings us to the main problem, is that we don't have a number 1. Kepa came to the club with a very specific skill set for a very specific manager who had a very specific play style. When you have 77% possession of the ball, the odds of the other team scoring are extremely low. Kepa did not face a lot of shots last season. He also had one of the lowest save percentages last season, but again, that's because he didn't see a lot of shots. This season, he's seen a lot of shots and still has the lowest save percentage, not even in the top 20, and there are 20 teams in the Premier League. That means some teams have 2 goalkeepers with more saves than him. That is a problem. Now, here are your scenarios. Do you keep Kepa? Don't want to, but we signed him on a 17-year deal for amortization purposes, Dan, on super wages because we messed up. We made a mistake in the transfer window, let Alisson go to Liverpool, and now we have Kepa on really high wages and a really long contract of amortization. So for moving him post-pandemic, no one's going to buy Kepa. To put him on loan with someone, it's going to essentially cost us as much to keep him. So you really don't win financially there. So you're going to now essentially be paying for 4 goalkeepers and only 3 of them on your roster. And that puts Chelsea in a really, really tricky situation. The only Hail Mary saving grace I can see with Kepa right now is that he goes to Spain because he's still rated very highly in Spain and can play the Spanish game well. But I think no matter what, Chelsea are going to lose, whether it's a loan, a long-term loan with the requirement to buy, or you just let him go for $35 million and you have to eat a ton. I don't know, but Chelsea, unfortunately, when it comes to the goalkeeper, are in a really tough spot. And I've said this in other podcasts before, so I'm not going to get into it. Kepa does not fit Frank's style, and Frank is not changing the team to fit Kepa. He is forcing Kepa to change his game to fit the team, and we've seen it all season. It has not worked out whatsoever.
So this is a scenario of business, right? You made a mistake. You have to either pivot from the mistake and realize that you have some sunken cost, or you have to try to work through it. And the best thing Chelsea can do in this scenario is to realize that this is not a tenable situation anymore. That a Premier League average goalkeeper would have given us maybe an extra 9 points, 10 points this season in terms of saves that we would have executed on. That right there put us comfortably in third. Puts us at a point where actually we're challenging in second place against Man City. Maybe we're going a little bit deeper in the Champions League. And so from that standpoint, as hard as it is when you've made a mistake in this type of scenario from a scouting and recruitment standpoint, you have to be willing to accept that and pivot. And yes, we may pay a percentage of Kepa's wages if he goes to another team. That is the reality of the financial situation in the market. It means that we probably don't, Oblak is great as a shot stopper. I don't think he's great at, his stats actually have decreased year over year from like claiming crosses, which is something that is, in the English game is something you have to be super concerned about. So someone like a Nick Pope or Rejakovic, who is another one that's been linked to, are players that maybe have a bit of a better fit, Nick, but ultimately it's just a realization and acceptance. And like, if Chelsea can accept it and pivot, it's going to be better for Kepa. It's going to be better for the club, and it's going to be better for all of our heart rates during matches when a cross is kicked.
We're not pulling wool over anybody's eyes with his performances this year. We're not going to get max value for him. Your best case scenario is that he has a 2-year loan, that pays a lot of his wages, and you're able to recoup something, and hopefully, his form improves and you're able to sell him on for a better fee. Your slightly worst case scenario is that you just figure out a way to move on, and just be okay eating it. Either scenario is not great, and obviously this was a recruiting situation that we need to figure out moving forward in ways that we analyze goalkeepers. Luckily, our sporting director is Petr Cech, so I feel good about the next one that's going to come through the door that Petr is probably going to have a pretty decent analysis on and be able to move us through that one. So I'm not going to add more to what Brandon's already said. He did a great job with it. I just think there is an opportunity to, much like you will with Danny Drinkwater and some of the other players that have come through that have just been busts. You just got to say, look, man, this wasn't it. We're going to do better next time.
So targets, I don't like Onana. I think he's slightly better than Kepa. He's a good shot stopper, but he's short and has no aerial presence. I think that Frank is going to go back to what he knows. He wants a Petr Cech style goalkeeper, tall, fantastic shot stopper, can come get the ball. So I know Donnarumma is not that tall, but he's commanding. He's confident. He's 21, playing at AC Milan. He's already fallen out with the fans and earned back that trust with them with his performances. Downside is Mino Raiola is his agent, so that's going to suck for us.
Donnarumma is 6'5".
Yeah,
is he? He doesn't look that tall. All right.
If you're giving me like ideal scenario, Donnarumma would be
top
amazing.
of the list. Top of the list.
Yeah.
So then your backup option, if you want potentially like a bargain buy, would be the Rajkovic guy from Rem and Ligue 1. Way less proven, but from a stats standpoint and from the little bit of film I've seen, he's raw but has a lot of potential. But again, I don't think, who's the guy from Bournemouth? They've gone down. You could pull him, and that wouldn't be a terrible option. But here's the deal: it's not
Foster from Watford.
No, he's old. He's not very agile. Like, I'd rather take a young, raw goalkeeper and let our staff work with them and build them up rather than take someone who's, 38. But he's an experienced head, so I don't know. A lot of options. I could go on this forever. Maybe I'll start another podcast. Let me know if you think that'd be interesting.
The Goalkeepers Union.
I've already taken the Twitter handle.